Hey there, welcome back to the show. Today we're talking about something that most women don't realize, that perimenopause starts way earlier than you think. If you've ever thought, I am too young for perimenopause, or assumed that perimenopause was something that happens in your late 40s or 50s, this episode is probably going to change the way you think about your body. Because the truth is that your symptoms like fatigue, mood swings, weight gain, brain fog, and the other long list of symptoms that I hear from women could very well be perimenopause, even if you're only in your late 30s. Remember, I started to experience perimenopause symptoms around 36, 37. I am 42 at the time of this recording, and I was lucky that I had the knowledge and resources to minimize my symptoms after supporting women as a functional health coach for over 12 years. Most of us were taught that menopause equals hot flashes and that it happens around the age of 50. We think we're invincible and we don't have to worry about that for some time. Not that I want you to be worrying about, what's to come. I do believe in living in the present moment, but I also believe in being informed so that we can take action to really feel our best. Nobody really tells you that perimenopause can start up to, 10 to 15 years before menopause. And it doesn't just show up as hot flashes. In fact, many women don't even get hot flashes. That's a very rare symptom that we hear from women. But they do get symptoms like anxiety, what feels like relentless fatigue, inability to fall or stay asleep, brain fog, lack of focus, forgetfulness, bloating, constipation, acne, PMS on steroids, irregular periods, and the inevitable metabolism changes that often result in weight gain. And these things can happen in your late 30s and early 40s. So, what exactly is happening? By your mid 30s, your very important and calming hormone progesterone, which keeps estrogen in check, naturally starts to decline. Yes, in your mid 30s. So your body is in a more stressed state, which impacts your blood sugar, your thyroid function, and more. Then in your 40s, typically estrogen, which is your more stimulating hormone that gives you life, starts to fluctuate like a freaking roller coaster day to day. Yes, it is responsible for making you feel crazy. So estrogen is not bad. I will defend estrogen until the cows come home. We love estrogen. We need estrogen. It is so health protective. However, she can be volatile when she is unopposed, meaning there's not enough progesterone to, like I said, put her in check. And your brain in this phase of life, perimenopause, is essentially freaking out because your ovaries are starting to slow down production of these incredible hormones. So basically, your brain is shouting at your ovaries to keep producing them. It's like, keep going, keep working. And your ovaries are like, no, I'm so tired. So what happens is you get these spikes in estrogen followed by a sharp dip. So you can have these ups and downs day to day. So again, you're not crazy. It is your hormones. It is perimenopause. And then, of course, you combine all that with modern day stress, poor lifestyle habits, we all have them, and nutrient depletion from not eating a whole foods diet, gut imbalances that are very common in this stage of life, or from, using certain medications like birth control. Perimenopause symptoms can hit way earlier than expected. And we see this with the majority of our clients. I mean, we definitely have some ladies in their 30s in our group. But here's the good news. When you understand what is happening, you can start to take control before things really start to spiral. I see so many women waiting until things are so bad to get support, and then they often expect things to turn around like this. No, no, no. That is not how it works, right? Your body has likely been struggling for a long time and you probably haven't been supporting it properly. And now your symptoms are starting to get louder. So the key is not waiting until things get unbearable before taking action. If you're already starting to experience changes to your menstrual cycle, you're noticing you're having some mood fluctuations, you feel more anxious or overwhelmed, you are, yelling at your kids or losing patience really easily. Maybe you're not sleeping well. You're forgetting things. You're unable to focus or concentrate. Maybe you're dealing with achy joints. You're gaining weight. You're feeling unmotivated, fatigued. Maybe you've got no libido. These are signs that you should not ignore. I know so many people accept that feeling like crap is just part of aging, but I personally refuse to believe that. I'm not naive in thinking that I'm going to have as much energy as I did in my 20s, but I will do my damn best to feel as good as possible for as long as possible. I don't want you to suffer and be like, quite frankly, the majority of our population who are overweight, depressed, anxious, and unhappy with their bodies and their life. Do you want to settle for that? So, my homework for you today is to learn about what's really going on in your body. And you're already starting by listening to this podcast. I want you to understand what actually works to start to feel better in this stage of life and to set yourself up for healthy aging. So in order to help you, I'm hosting a free masterclass called Energy, Mood, and Metabolism, How to Fix the Top Perimenopause Struggles After 35 on April 17th. I will be covering why most programs fail perimenopausal women, why perimenopause doesn't have to feel so damn hard when you understand what's really happening in your body, why it's not just about sex hormones, it's about so much more, like your metabolism, your thyroid, your stress, and what you can start doing ASAP to take back control of your body and much more. We're going to have a live Q&A at the end so you can ask me any questions that you have, and you're going to walk away with clarity, confidence, and hopefully a fire under your butt to take action on your health and stop putting yourself on the back burner. It is not serving you, and it certainly isn't serving those around you. So grab your spot via the link that's in my bio. It's totally free. Trust me, you're going to walk away with a whole new understanding of your body. You're going to feel supported and confident to advocate for yourself. All right. Hope to see you there. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only. I am not, nor do I act as a doctor or any other medical professional. I am not providing healthcare, medical services, or attempting to diagnose, treat, prevent, or cure any physical, mental, or emotional disease or condition. The information shared is not intended to be a substitute for the professional medical advice provided by your own medical or mental health provider.